A hearty welcome to one and all. Today we delve into a topic that has been a subject of heated debates and discussions. Who is running the government, politicians or corporates? As we journey back in time, we stumble upon a term that may seem unfamiliar yet intriguing: corporatocracy. This term refers to a system where corporations or corporate interests control the economic, political, and judicial aspects of society. It's a concept that has been woven into the fabric of our history and has left its imprint on numerous key events. Now, let's turn the pages back to the Gilded Age in the United States, a time of great economic growth, but also of stark social inequalities. Historians like Howard Zinn argue that during this era, the government was not a neutral arbitrator, but instead served the interests of the affluent and the influential. The government, in essence, was the puppet, with the strings being pulled by the corporate puppeteers. Corruption was not just a byproduct but a characteristic of this age. Business leaders, with their deep pockets, held the reins and steered the government away from regulations that might hinder their growth. The interests of the common man were often sidelined, and the rich became richer, while the poor remained poor. This influence of corporations wasn't limited to the Gilded Age. It has been a recurring theme throughout history, with corporations using their financial prowess to shape policies, influence decisions, and tilt the scales in their favor. Now, the question that arises here is, was this just a phenomenon of the past, or does it still hold true in our present day? Are the corporates still pulling the strings, or have the politicians taken back control? As we journey through history, we see a pattern of businesses holding sway over government decisions. But has this pattern changed over the years? Stay tuned to find out. As we step into the modern era, corporate influence on government doesn't seem to wane, but becomes more prominent. This rise of corporate power is often termed as corporatocracy, where businesses and corporate interests wield significant control over economic, political, and judicial systems. The threads of corporatocracy are woven so deep into the fabric of our society that it's almost impossible to separate the two. Economist Joseph Stiglitz paints a rather grim picture of this corporate influence. He suggests that the market power of corporations has seen a significant increase, leading to a widening gap of income inequality and an underperforming economy. It is as if the scales of wealth and power have tipped in favor of these corporate giants, leaving the average individual grappling with the harsh realities of economic disparity. But how did we get here? How did these corporations amass such immense power? Well, the answer lies in the concept of the power elite, as described by sociologist C. Wright Mills. The power elite is a triumvirate of the leaders of big corporations, the military, and the political establishment. They operate behind the scenes, making significant decisions that shape the direction of our society and economy. These power elites, with their immense influence and resources, are able to shape policies and regulations in their favor. They can influence election campaigns, control lending practices, and exploit national treasuries, people, and natural resources. It is a game of power and influence where the stakes are high and the players are few. The rise of corporatocracy has led to significant shifts in the power dynamics of our society. But how does this affect you and me? Well, that's a question we'll delve into as we move forward. Stay tuned as we unravel the complexities of corporatocracy and its impact on our daily lives. Fast forward to the present day, the influence of corporations appears to be stronger than ever. Modern examples abound, showcasing how corporate power has weaved its way into the fabric of governmental affairs. Take the Citizens United v. FEC ruling, for instance. This landmark decision has led to a massive surge in political spending, effectively opening the floodgates for unlimited political bribery. The implications are far-reaching. It underlines the stark reality that money talks, and in politics, it seems to be the loudest voice in the room. And let's not forget about Wall Street. In the 2016 US elections, Wall Street flexed its financial muscle like never before. It spent a record amount of money to influence the outcome, an act that underscores the lengths corporations will go to protect their interests. But perhaps the most troubling aspect of this corporate influence is its impact on income inequality. The gap between the haves and the have-nots appears to be widening at an alarming rate. The top 0.1% are earning a significant portion of income and owning a major share of wealth. This is no accident. Corporate power has a hand in this, manipulating the financial system to their advantage. Compensation for labor has been on a downward trend in relation to GDP since the 1970s. This has led to increased debt and slower economic growth for the average citizen. Meanwhile, some US corporations have used tactics like tax inversion to reduce their tax liability, further contributing to this wealth disparity. The removal of restrictions on stock buybacks has also played a part. Instead of investing back into the economy, corporations are using this tactic to increase their own wealth, further exacerbating income inequality. The present scenario paints a clear picture of the deep-rooted corporate influence on government. But what does this mean for our future? As we stand on the precipice of the future, it's crucial to understand the potential implications of this corporate dominance. The contours of tomorrow are being shaped in the boardrooms of today. It's a world where the line between government policy and corporate strategy could become increasingly blurred. If the current trends continue, we might find ourselves in a future where corporate influence isn't merely a factor, but the determinant of government policy. This could have far-reaching effects. For instance, we could see a further increase in income inequality. Today, the top 0.1% are already earning a significant portion of income and owning a large share of wealth. Tomorrow, these disparities might be even starker. The economy itself might face challenges. Corporations, with their focus on maximizing shareholder value, could continue reducing investment in the economy. This could lead to slower economic growth and potentially even stagnation. The current trend of compensation for labor declining relative to GDP since 1970 might persist, leading to higher debt levels and further slowing economic growth. Financial systems, too, could face manipulation at an unprecedented scale. As corporations grow more powerful, they could use their influence to shape financial regulations in their favor, potentially leading to instability and even crises. But it's not all doom and gloom. The future is not set in stone. We have the power to shape it. By understanding these potential risks, we can work towards creating a future where corporations contribute positively to society. But it starts with awareness. By recognizing the potential threats of unchecked corporate power, we can begin to ask the right questions and demand accountability. We can advocate for policies that check corporate influence and ensure it is used for the greater good. The future might seem daunting with the growing corporate influence, but awareness is the first step towards change. As we wrap up, it's evident that the influence of corporations on government is a pervasive issue that needs our attention. We've journeyed from the past, seen the rise of corporatocracy, analyzed the present scenario, and looked into the future. The power dynamics between politicians and corporates have constantly evolved, often blurring the lines of control. It's crucial that we continue to question, explore, and engage in meaningful discussions about these matters. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding. Remember, your voice matters. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay curious. Until next time.